Ready?
Ready.
Okay. We are ready.
We are ready. Hi, everybody. It's Black History Month. We have a special episode tonight.
We do. I'm so excited to be touching on this topic because it needs to. I feel like a lot of people don't know the connection that cannabis has to, this country's institutionalized racism.
Ooh.
And how it's played a big role in, the devastation of Black and brown communities in America. That's some deep shit. We're gonna get into that.
Yeah, it gets pretty gnarly the deeper we go into it, and how still to this day
And
do you know how they tied it to how this guy
in
specific?
Talk about that guy.
Harry Anslinger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even care if I'm saying this, motherfuckers. Anyways, fuck him. He found a way to tie racism and cannabis together through music, specifically jazz. And that ties. I'm a huge Louis Armstrong fan, so and he was so a huge and he was a huge cannabis enthusiast. So he found a way. This Harry guy.
This was in the 1930s.
Exactly, back in the 1930s when he was he was
an asshole.
Exactly. he actually started the cannabis prohibition here.
And he
in the States.
What he did was he basically introduced stereotypes about Black and brown people with weed.
He was saying that Black people used cannabis to seduce white women.
I know. Or make satanic music. Which is what he was trying to say about jazz. And
and that's why he tied to racism.
What a fucking white asshole.
Well, no one likes him.
So after that, it was pretty much like
there was a stigma.
It was like a roll
after
that because it kept on going with Nixon, with the drug war, Rockefeller laws.
Mm-hmm.
It just affected Black and brown communities so much because they were the target of them trying to just even build the prison system. They tried to target Black and brown people for not only weed, but of course cocaine, heroin, but half the amount of arrests. Even right now, there's so many people. There's a number. It said in 1971, prison population was 200,000. Right now, it's over 2 million people. And half of that is weed possession.
Yeah, and you know what? And I read there was a study that I forgot to write down. It was in 2010, so it wasn't even that long ago. It was about how many. I want to say 4 out of 10, it would be Black people that get arrested or get in trouble for something cannabis related.
And bro, even now,
compared to white people,
even now, even in states where it is legal, a white person gets caught with weed versus when a Black person gets caught with weed or another person of color, it's a totally different scenario.
And while them still benefiting from cannabis, and I'm talking about white people still benefiting from cannabis.
And then what's fucked up? Those people who do get, and some people back in those times, they got life sentences for weed, just for possession, just for having it.
Ew.
Life in prison. How is that ever okay? And it's people who do get incarcerated for weed, when they come out, right? They come out now and they say they want to get involved in the cannabis industry. They can't because now they have a weed felony, a drug felony.
Yeah, they have a felony on their
for
record.
Weed. But they can't work in the cannabis industry.
And now you can just walk into a dispo.
Yeah.
It's that grocery store.
Fucking opening up shit.
You bring your dogs in.
So many inequalities even within weed, and we love weed so much, and it's makes so many people happy, but the legal side of it, it's
an evil and dark history.
It really is. And it's crazy that it's still happening. Even in New York, it's decriminalized on the streets.
Yeah, and just barely, right?
Yeah.
Just barely.
Black and brown people are the target of fucking tickets and shit. You have college kids NYU, all those kids who are just up there taking drugs,
Oh.
doing all this shit, and they know. Do you think they ever get fucking busted?
No, they don't care to.
Yeah,
they don't care to get busted.
And I've seen it like I went to a white ass college. See white people dealing so many drugs out of the dorm rooms,
like nothing,
and it's nothing. But we smoking one day in a fucking crib, and people gonna call DPS
call the
on
police
us because we're smoking weed, and we gotta go through all this shit. And it's just like we're just so targeted, and it just, it is progressing. It is changing.
It is, and I think we gotta thank all these really bold people. Bob Marley, who started, you know what I mean? He didn't start, but he was a huge part of that movement.
He brought the awareness to weed on a global scale.
Exactly. Like, he wanted to unite everybody with weed.
He talked about the medicinal purposes too. Like, he was talking about it freeing your mind and bringing you closer to God and shit.
And making it beautiful.
Yeah, so.
Dressing it up all
big
pretty.
ups to Bob Marley.
I know.
And then, like, there's so many rappers and stuff who smoke weed, and it's like, I get tired when they're like, oh, this person got stopped because they had X amount of weed on their bus.
Like, first of all,
so what?
That was his weed company.
Like, how many rock stars smoke weed, do heavy drugs?
I'd say 10.
It's all that's like rock star life. Like,
exactly.
Musician, period. I feel like that's musician fucking shit. Like,
But even still, there's that stigma. Even still to this day, like, if you see a famous person and and it's something related to weed or whatever kind of drug, it's frowned upon immediately. Yeah. But when it comes to a white person, there's that victim mentality where, like, oh, maybe it's something deeper, or oh, they're using it for something healing or holistic. When it's like, no, what the fuck? We all just like to get high too.
Or even when Trayvon Martin got shot, after, like, they were trying to show pictures of him smoking weed and being like, oh, he smoked weed. And
yeah, like, why is that weed?
Why do we have to bring that up?
Exactly.
Like, what? Like, it's used in such a negative light with people of color. And it's such a negative stigma compared to how it is we use with white people. Even when in the industry with marketing, cannabis marketing, you rarely see people of color as, like, the main face.
You do, and I'm glad we're starting to see more.
Shout out to this brand. I met the rep this week from Himalaya, and
that is a beautiful picture
woman on the front. And it's just the first time I've ever seen something like this.
I love how natural she looks too. She's not made up. She's just in her own natural beauty.
I love that.
Thank you.
Shout out to you guys. But and there's also a lot of Black people in the cannabis industry doing great things. Black business.
Who was it? A boxer, Mike Tyson.
Yes.
Mike Tyson, right?
40-acre resort. Cannabis resort.
I was like, wait.
Southern California, and he's gonna have, like, weed there.
There's gonna be weed there.
Yeah, it's a weed resort.
See,
what?
We're going.
Mike Tyson, I'm tagging you on this video because I need an invitation, at least some discounts on
or something, or the directions.
We can do a review. We could post it for you, whatever the fuck. But we have some more people too. I wrote some people down. I have Five Freddy, hip hop founder, one of the founders of hip hop. He directed a film that's actually on Netflix called Grass is Greener, and it touches on the jazz movement. It's about cannabis, so it's about the whole marijuana controversy, how it's negatively impacted Black and brown communities. He ties it into the jazz thing. Grass is Greener.
Wow. I think I've actually skimmed over that and was like,
so that's great. Biggie's son, CJ Wallace, he has a cannabis company called Think Big. And he basically does a lot of things for the community with the proceeds. So I don't know if you saw this, but one time we were carrying a Lowe's pre-roll pack that had Think Big on it. So basically the weed from his farms. And basically the proceeds of that went to, I think, the prison's art reform, like an arts program for
so it went to a good cause.
So he uses proceeds to go towards stuff like that. The people who are in prison. can learn to get more in touch with their creative side.
That's
Like
what
creativity and weed is like his thing, because his dad
Exactly.
smoked weed, and his dad, you know, weed was a big part of the creative process for Biggie. So it's dope. It's dope to see that he did that, and he does it in honor of his dad too. So
I didn't know that. That's really cool. That's a cool fact. I wish it was like that everywhere. I wish they would start using all this, you know, this extra tax money to start rebuilding some of these parks and schools and fucking streets.
Yeah.
Yo, ever since I've moved out here, there's been the same motherfucking potholes in the same place. Like,
they're saying that California
what's
didn't
going
have
on
the
in
real
Mission Valley?
gold rush that it was supposed to. I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
anyways,
Back to black people.
back to black people.
Doing
Thank you.
big things
Big
in the
things.
cannabis industry. Hope Wiseman, she was on a reality TV show, but at 25, she was the youngest black woman to own a dispensary.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's fucking amazing.
That's incredible.
That's so inspirational
Thank you.
and so beautiful.
Thanks for shining those lights. You
Yes.
know.
And this is really cool too. So Brittany Moore and Alfonso, his last name is Blunt. But they were a part, so in Oakland they did this it's like an equity program that offered, it was like a lottery to open up a dispensary. But it, I think it was offered to people who were either lived in the neighborhood for more than 10 years or people who were incarcerated for weed over 22 years ago. But it allowed them, it gave them the money to open a dispensary.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they applied and they won. And they opened one, and it's called Blunts and More. So cute.
That's so bold. I love it. I love
But
it.
they gave permits to people in communities that were negatively impacted by like the drug war and shit like that. So that's beautiful. Oakland.
That is
Shout
beautiful.
out to fucking Oakland.
Yes.
That's dope as fuck.
Oakland. Can't wait
And that's
to
what
be
it's
in.
about. It's about giving back. Like with the tax money. Like what tax is almost 30%.
Girl, that's what I'm saying. Rebuild some of these fucking streets, some of these schools that have been here forever. Like, rebuild. Plant some fucking trees.
Yeah.
Do something positive with it.
Increase or like more about like food in schools, like
Healthier,
food in schools,
healthier options.
Better classes,
Better
fucking
more
resources,
classes,
yeah, shit like that.
more parks, you know,
Yeah.
more, you know, I don't know, just clean shit. Jazz cigarette. Sorry. I had it when I was reading up on the whole jazz thing, which they used to call them jazz cigarettes.
I know.
I think that's so classy.
Yeah, and I love that they were so open about it. They were like, "Fuck it," like.
I know.
It does boost the creative process. I'm not even gonna lie.
It brings those walls down so you're not so like wound up.
Especially with music.
Especially with music.
Like who doesn't go to a concert and want to get like high before it?
I don't know. I don't know them. I don't hang out with them.
Yeah.
I think I hang out with high before,
weed,
during, and
just
after.
My favorite.
You just feel it.
It's my favorite.
Better.
Anything like that. I got two more people I want to highlight. Deshita Weedhead Johnson. She's a weed activist, but she also wrote a book about, it's called How to Succeed in the Green Rush. So she's putting people on how to get their foot into the cannabis industry. And that's beautiful.
Your knowledge. Yes.
I fuck with that.
Me too. uplifting your communities and, you know, fuck it, right a foot. Lift the world.
It's such a new and growing industry.
I know, and everyone's jumping on it.
Yes.
Everyone's jumping on it. I need more brown and black people to please jump on
cannabis. And this is
cannabis.
why we're here. This is why this episode is so important to us, because
this is why Ganja Soul is so important.
Yeah.
And we started this with
that sole intention.
Exactly, with getting that message out, with shedding, you know, positivity on cannabis and brown people and black people. Like, we need to show the world.
We need that. There's not.
This is our message for the show.
Yes.
So it's so cool that we're finally like really getting deeper into this.
And then speaking of representation, the last person I want to talk about, I just think this is dope.
Yes.
Her name is Mary Pryor, and she has a company called CANNABIS, and it's a photography firm, but also an education firm. But it provides catalogs, like stocking imagery for other companies of Black people, brown people, people of color, to use for branding and marketing and stuff like that, to bring more representation to the industry.
I think
we're saying.
I think we should invite. Okay, so invitation for brown and Black cannabis companies. Like, if you guys want to come on the show, we would love to have you guys on and touch on more. I mean, get deeper into whatever subjects, you know, and shout you guys out so we can, you know, we all gotta help each other out. Yeah. So,
and please contact. I loved doing all this research and finding that there's so much work being done in the Black community, in the brown community, and it's so inspiring, and it makes me like really excited about what we're doing.
I'm proud.
And super blessed to be a part of the community. Yes. Fuck yeah. So, yes. Just a little. We just wanted to touch on it because we thought it was important. We hope you guys got something from it.
We hope we had fun too.
Yeah, and if you guys have any other ideas or any guests that you would have in mind that you would think we should contact, we don't mind reaching out.
Please. You know, like I said, we're all here to help one another out.
Yes.
This is a community effort, so
we love y'all.
We love you guys.
It's been real.
Have a good